Hey everybody, Cinesicness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, ran out to both Big Lots and to my local GameStop, picked myself up some great titles, so let's take a look at what I got. Now, like I said, today I headed out to Big Lots. And the reason why I went out there is because I was hoping for some leftover Black Friday deals. Unfortunately, once I got out there, I realized they didn't have anything good for Black Friday this year. I was a little confused because I didn't see any tables set up with DVDs. I headed over to the DVD section. There really wasn't anything there, just the titles that I had been seeing for the past few months. Maybe one or two new titles, but for the most part, just the same stuff I've been seeing. So I actually asked one of the ladies working there where the movies for Black Friday were, and she just said, they're right here, that's all we have. So I was very disappointed. I could not believe that they just didn't get anything good in this year. If your Big Lots got anything good on Black Friday, let me know, because my local Big Lots just, like I said, did not get anything in. However, I did come across one title that I wanted to pick up, and it's a title that has been showing up Big Lots for a few months now. I actually picked up a couple more seasons of this show a few weeks ago, and that was My Three Sons Season 1, Volume 1. Love this show. As I mentioned when I picked up some other, I think I picked up Season 1, Volume 2 and Season 2, Volume 1 a few weeks ago. As I mentioned, I used to watch this show all the time when I was a kid on Nick at Night. I'm a big fan. Remember watching this one every single night. It's a great show. I absolutely love it, but I haven't seen it since I was a little kid. So now that I have Season 1, Volume 1, I'm going to sit down and definitely start watching these all over again. So like I said, after Big Lots, headed out to my local GameStop because they were having a sale this weekend, which was buy two, get one free on all their used products. So of course, had to do a little UMD shopping, and I ended up picking up 3 titles, and the first one was Waiting. This I haven't seen since it first came out. I remember this movie was released. I didn't pick it up right away because I remember not hearing a single thing about this movie before it came out, so I just passed up on it. But then gradually I started to hear more and more about how funny and great this movie was, so I picked it up, checked it out, and I loved it, thought it was very funny. But for whatever reason, haven't watched it since. So now that I have a UMD copy, I'm definitely going to sit down my PSP and check it out again. The next title I picked up was the classic Clerks. Love this movie, one of my favorites, and I'm very happy to have it on UMD now, because if there's one thing I love collecting on different formats, it's movies I really like. Sure, I can have movies like, again, Waiting on UMD, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to movies on more obscure formats, I love having just movies I consider classics. Clerks is one of them. I watch this movie all the time, have it on a bunch of different formats, and now that I have it on UMD, I'm definitely going to check it out on my PSP. But then I saved the best for last. The last UMD I grabbed was Batman. I love this movie, and I am so excited to have it on UMD. Because like I just said, I love adding classic titles to my more obscure format collections, and this is definitely a classic. One of my all-time favorite movies, one of my childhood favorites. This movie is fantastic. The guy behind the counter actually was commenting on this movie and saying, have I watched it recently, because he thought it just didn't hold up. It wasn't the classic he once thought it was. I completely disagree. Yeah, the movie's got some cheese to it. It's definitely dated. You watch it now, it's definitely a 1989 movie, but who cares? The movie's so much fun. It's great. It's Batman. It's Michael Keaton Batman, who's been my all-time favorite Batman. I just love this film, and I'm so excited, as I said, to have it on UMD, so I cannot wait to sit down with my PSP and watch this classic title. So that's it for what I bought today, so now into what I watched. And today I checked out Cool Runnings. One of my favorite Disney films from when I was a kid. I just love this movie. And now I do know I said I was going to watch nothing but holiday-related titles between Thanksgiving and New Year's, but I do plan on switching it up here and there and watching some things like Cool Runnings, some movies you can watch during the holiday season that might not actually be a holiday movie. And I figure that's okay to do, because let's take Halloween for instance. When I was watching nothing but Halloween-related titles, movies like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, they're not Halloween titles, they're just horror movies that you can watch during the Halloween season. Just like Cool Runnings might not be a Christmas movie, but it's certainly a movie you can watch during the holiday season. And I definitely want to check it out because I had not seen this for a few years, and it's just as great as I remember it. It is cheesy, it is ridiculous. I mean, just wait to the end when they start slow clapping. I was cracking up laughing about just how cheesy that scene was. I've seen many slow claps in many movies, but this one takes the cake. Super cheeseball. The jokes are corny, it's ridiculous, but it is so much fun. However, what I would recommend doing is if you are a fan of this movie, if you have seen it, or if you're sitting down for the first time watching it, look up some of the history on the actual story, because this is actually based on a true story. But believe it or not, and well, I shouldn't say believe it or not, because this is pretty much the case most of the times, the actual true story is a bit more interesting than this movie. It's pretty interesting to learn about it. I would actually recommend, like I said, looking information up on it. Even go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia will give you a very, if you look up this movie, it'll tell you the differences between this movie and what actually happened. That'll give you a good idea of the differences between the movie and the real life. But I would recommend looking even further into the story, because it is a really interesting story about the first Jamaican bobsled team. Very, very interesting and definitely worth doing some research on and reading about. But still, check out the movie. Even though it might not be completely true to life, it is still a real fun watch. Just a classic Disney title from the 90s. I can't get enough of it, and I would highly recommend it. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Definitely excited about picking up Season 1, Volume 1 of My Three Sons. Now all I need to do is pick up Season 2, Volume 2, and out of all the seasons that have thus far been released of that classic show. Though unfortunately, like I said, my Big Lots just did not get any good titles in this year. And I would be really interested to know if your Big Lots did get in some titles, some good titles with some good prices. Let me know. I'd be really interested in that, because I find it kind of weird that my Big Lots didn't get anything in this year, because Black Friday's past, they've always gotten titles. And I remember last year they had a bunch of, I think, $2 titles. A lot of really good stuff, but nothing at this year at mine. Very, very disappointing at Big Lots this year during the Black Friday as far as their movies were concerned. But I did head out, like I said, to GameStop, got those great UMDs. Waiting's certainly great, but picking up classics like Clerks and Batman on UMD, that's great. I absolutely love adding them to my UMD collection. And of course, watching the ever classic Cool Runnings, one of my favorite Disney titles. Very happy about checking that out, because like I said, it's been a few years since I watched it, but it still holds up. Still a great movie. Cheesy, ridiculous, but a lot of fun. Very Hollywood, not exactly true to life, but still, it's a great, great movie that I would definitely recommend checking out. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.